Gabby basically stated that her, Keon, and Kada were all mutual friends. Keon was also the neighborhood pharmacist. Keon would call Gabby to check up on her from time to time because that's the type of friendship they had. One day, Keon calls Gabby and asks, "Hey, do you know Kada Scott? I realize you guys live close to each other." She said, "Yes, I do know Kada Scott. She lives right behind me." She said the convo lasted all of 30 seconds and then he hung up. There was no other words exchanged. She didn't think anything of it. 2 days later, she's on the phone with her best friend and she's telling her best friend, "Hey, Keon asked about Kada, maybe he likes her, is trying to get with her, whatever case may be. They were just gossiping." Mind you, Gabby claims that she does not know Kada Scott personally, but she knows Kada Scott's little sister, and that's how they know Kada Scott, because they grew up with her little sister. A week after all of this happened, on October 4th, it was reported that Kada Scott was missing. Granted, Gabby states that she lives in Maryland, so she does not pay attention to Philly news. Her best friend was the one who informed her that Kada Scott is missing. Gabby then calls Keon back and says, "Keon, that Kada girl is missing." Keon's like, "What?" And he hangs the phone up. Gabby then states that Keon is her friend and she would have never imagined him to do anything like this. However, 3 to 4 days later, her mom ended up sending her an article of Keon turning himself in. Now, here's where things get suspect. Gabby's talking to her best friend about everything that's going on, and her best friend's telling her, "I feel like you should call the police and tell them that Keon was asking about Kada." Gabby's like, "Oh, well, he already turned himself in. I don't like calling the police. That's not something that I do," and this, that, and the third. My thing is, though, you ran to TikTok to tell us, though, but not the police. Okay, let's keep following. Gabby's best friend told her, "Well, if you don't want to call the cops, I don't want to be friends with you anymore." And she said that that's fine. I just don't want any involvement in the case. But here's my thing. Gabby said that, why would I tell the police that he was questioning me about Kada when they already have him in custody? That's a waste of time, and that information is irrelevant. Suspect number 2. Gabby's best friend then hangs up the phone and calls her back with the police on the other line. Would y'all believe this girl really told her she's not speaking to any police and she does not want to talk to a police officer? Now, here's just what doesn't add up to me. Somebody called you about a stranger and you gave another stranger's information on where they live at. Not to mention, your own friend called you about this specific person before they went missing. I'm talking days before they went missing. And then you refuse to cooperate and help the police out by telling them, "Hey, he had been inquiring about her. He's been asking where she stays, etc."